Time check on Tobago updates is brought to you by Flow, Tobago's newest fiber network.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. Yes, folks, it's Thursday, as we are on the countdown. This a celebration time of year, whether it's Christmas for you, it's heading on into the new year. We are on the countdown, and as we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Adana Kumbi, and indeed this is a time to celebrate and to give thanks for the fact that we have life, that we can share love and we can share happy times with each other. Yes, as Julian mentioned, we are on the countdown to Christmas and into the new year as we continue to prepare for the big day. Remember, we are asking you to send in your comments on how do you prepare for Christmas, how do you prepare to bring in the new year, what are your traditions, what are your customs, what is your family doing at this point in time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with our program this morning, we're going to head on over into the news in 90 seconds, sponsored by B-Mobile.
Thank you, Julian and Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 21st December 2023, brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile. Tobago's Assistant Commissioner of Police, Collis Hazel, links the island's recent double murder to a drug-related turf war, escalating the murder toll to a record high of 13. Fritz Allen and Akeem Fritz were fatally shot outside a bar in Bonaccord. Police were alerted to the shooting and found the victims at the scene. Both were known to the police for their involvement in gangs, suggesting a gang-related dispute over control of drugs and money. Here's a warns of increased criminal activity during the festive season, urging vigilance among citizens, ensuring that the police are committed to apprehending the perpetrators and ensuring justice. St. Augustine MP Khadija Aming and Pointe-a-Pierre MP David Lee raised concerns about constituents encountering problems with malfunctioning government-issued food cards at supermarkets. The Ministry of Social Development acknowledged the issues and commitment to actively resolving them in collaboration with the bank. Annually, the ministry distributes 200 food cards worth of $550 each to Trinidad and Tobago's 41 MPs for distribution among needy families. Aming highlighted delays in cards delivery causing embarrassment for recipients due to inactive or invalid cards at supermarket. She further urged Minister Cox to swiftly clarify the situation to avoid further embarrassment, especially with the Christmas season approaching. And that was your news in 90 seconds, brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
News in 90 seconds was brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
This Christmas we celebrating, cause B-Mobile they coming with rating. So brace yourself for plenty prizes, cause this season will be the nice. It's the most deals and the most vibes and the most cars and the most price. The most giveaways, the most parade. Having a Christmas season with B-Mobile. I want a Christmas season with B-Mobile. Bring the sorrel with us to a Merry Christmas. Having a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
Top up, buy a plan, sign up, or pay your bills. Enjoy the best Tobago Christmas. B-Mobile. Life is on.
Yes, good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. We just had about 7 a.m. and as we continue this morning, very interesting developments that are happening on the outside there. Unfortunately, the murder again in such a short space of time. Happening here in Tobago, beginning to get very uncomfortable with these numbers climbing,
especially at this time.
Yes, at this time of year, one would think, if any at all, you may attach this perhaps to other more rugged and different times
yes,
of the year, but not necessarily the Christmas season. It's a bit uncomfortable, I must say.
It is, and it kind of is sombering, and it makes you really want to focus on where you are and where you are going. It really wants you to focus on your center, on the people around you, and sometimes your lifestyle choices. It brings that measure of discomfort, but we really want to focus on the good. And as difficult as it is right now, I think that that's the best way forward, at least for those of us who feel that little bit of discomfort. Focus on the good, focus on the people who are around us, and let us try to build ourselves and build communities and try to come back to that space where we all look out for each other and we try to live peaceful and, commendable lives in our communities across Tobago. So, for those of you who are affected by this, of course, we too are. And we just want to remind you to stay focused on your personal goals, to stay focused on the ones who you love and the ones who love you, and to help us to rebuild communities that are safe, to look out for each other, to be our brother's keeper.
Yes, and even as we go forth in that spirit of love, the Christmas season that we continue to enjoy, and if you're B-Mobile, you will say the Christmas season. I just want to take this opportunity to continue to remind us, folks, we got blessings coming our way in this Christmas season, blessings coming our way as we're heading on into the new year. Remember to share a little with someone in need. It could be a neighbor, somebody at church, somebody at work, and you don't have to do it publicly if you don't want the kind of attention that goes with that. It can be privately, but make every effort to share those blessings with someone. And if the blessings go far enough for you, make an effort to share it with a family. It may be some extra food items, it may be something of the sort that you can give in this season as we head on in Christmas into the new year. Let's remember those out there and others who are in need, to make every effort in that regard. I want to continue to encourage you in that direction as we're preparing and heading on in to the Christmas and the new year.
That's right.
All right, and who do we have on the rundown this morning, Adana?
Right, on the rundown, we'll be speaking with Dedan Daniel, a familiar name. He's the chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program, and we are doing a recap of 2023 and their plans for 2024. And we're also speaking to Dr. Andre Phillips, founder and chairman of Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. We're speaking about Exemplars of Patriotism premieres on Christmas Day. What a good day to premiere such an event, such a program. So we're speaking with him as well. Of course, we're going to have our discourse in studio. That time of year where you want to chit-chat and talk about things. And talking about giving today, as you might be reminded that the Victorious Generation has their Christmas Village today. And one significant aspect of it, of course, is going into the community, doing community outreach, and we're giving out a food hamper to a family family in need, and we're also doing giveaways to people, the patrons who will be at the village as well. So we took your advice on that giving, because it is important to be giving.
Yes, folks, and evidence of that, I saw her trailing through the grocery yesterday with her young people.
Yes.
in that mix, and really that's the spirit that we want to engender, that's the spirit we want to encourage, because I know sometimes we take for granted, and I work with a lot of young persons, and we take for granted that every young person has that kind of support in their household. And the reality is that's not necessarily the case. And I always make the point, we may be playing a more vital role than we even know. So do the right thing. You are encouraged, a group of young persons are encouraged by you, they're connected to you, whatsoever it may be, church, NGO, whatsoever the work is that you're doing. Remember, that role is critical. As I always say, young people just simply need one to believe in them in terms of moving them in that positive and in that right direction, because ultimately I make no qualms when I say it, and some of the adults don't like to hear it. It is either we help young persons to prepare as young people preparing to take over and to take up responsibility as we go forward, or we fail to prepare them and they will still take over.
That's right.
We will still take over anyway. All right. So you make the choice in the circumstance what might be in your best interest and our best interest for Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, the region and the world at large. So we want to say thank you very much for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show. And at this point, we're prepared to head on out to a break, but we want to remind you, this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection, now exclusively available at Standard.
Trinbagonians abroad support the homeland in diverse ways. Watch exemplars of patriotism and gain insights into the giving back as practiced by the TT diaspora in Tobago, spanning the period 1960s to early 2000. Produced and directed by Dr. Andre Phillips, this groundbreaking documentary is a credit to the feel-good psyche at Christmas and beyond.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Light up the Christmas with the best fiber. Surf for channel, switch to Amplia. Thousands in prizes, plenty smart TVs. 1 year free service and free groceries. We suffering with for 50% off plus a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes. Call 800-4663.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. Never ever worry if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Put a smile on your face you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kambi, and of course, before we start conversations in studio this morning, we just want to do the birthday shout out. And celebrating a birthday today is Akeisha Kennedy. Akeisha Kennedy is the lone celebrant of her birthday today. And we just want to take this time to wish you a very happy birthday, even in this festive season. Sometimes we know that December births, they only get one gift, but we want to give you the gift of love. And we want to say happy birthday to you. We do hope that you enjoy your birthday, going into the weekend, going into Christmas, that you have a fabulous time. And we pray God's blessings upon your life. Happy birthday to you, Akeisha. And I want to take a quick moment to say good morning to those of you who are viewing us online. I want to say good morning to Lisa Frank Phillips, to Renrick Job, Shala Ramsey Roberts, Julia Brown, Brenda Campbell. Good morning, Lisel James, all of you out there looking at us. Robert Mackenzie, my friend, on YouTube. Good morning, and thank you for choosing Tobago Updates, the morning show on Tobago Updates. Thank you for viewing with us. And we just want to say compliments of the season to you as you continue to prepare for celebrating on Christmas Day. And speaking about Christmas and all the celebrations and activities that encompass Christmas, we're speaking this morning with D. Dan Daniel. You know that name. He is the chairman of Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. And we are going to do a recap on 2023. And I want to see where this conversation leads. If you know anything, we will culminate with the best part of what has happened so far for 2023. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana, and thanks for having me here.
Right, so we want to have a little recap. What was 2023 like? How did it start? How did it progress? And where we are right now?
Okay, well, 2023 for this company has been it started very momentous. We had an action-packed mandate to implement as far as our company is concerned. First and foremost, I must mention, I'd like to give the thanks and gratitude for the Honorable Secretary Natisha Charles-Pantin for of the board as we steer the direction for the company for the year. And started off with our core projects, reforestation, where we are stationed in 3 different parts of the island, Argyle, Belgarden, and Speyside. And we engage a total of 150 workers where we do different projects in different areas. So it will include things like trade development, community beautification, reforestation, some aspects of agroforestry. So I've been involved in all those type of activities. One of the nice things about that is that the project, it aligned to some of the Millennium Development Goals, especially as it relates to sustainable development, by engaging women and youth as part of their employment. And because of that, we're supporting livelihoods and we're also creating a socio-economic impact within the communities in which our workers live. So we are proud of that.
Right, and it sounds it's a mouthful, it's a lot, and it really is something to be proud of.
Yes, indeed.
You know, just engaging people in meaningful employment.
Yes, indeed.
Especially knowing the cries of people, especially coming out of a pandemic where people were affected. So, you know, and the projects are, of course, something that is meaningful, that will help communities, that will help our environment. So commendable there.
Yes, indeed. So other than that, one of the things that we are involved with is because we want to support agroforestry initiatives, we got into an arrangement with the Trees That Feed Foundation out of the United States, and we brought into the country 567 in vitro plantlets of breadfruit. Breadfruit was the chosen crop at the time. And we brought them into the island. We raised them at the Tissue Culture Lab, and I must say congratulations to the staff, Chawanda and Miss Cupid, all the wonderful people at the Tissue Culture Lab to bring in these plants to be so established now so that they could go into a plantation setting and help to support food security initiatives on the island. So we're quite proud of that as well.
And so this is kind of like nurturing and nursing plants to maturity so you could plant them out And as I said, it's a food, it's a source of food, and breadfruit is one of the, I think is an unsung hero.
Yes, indeed.
Right? And because breadfruit, there is so many nutritional values in breadfruit,
Yes.
and there's so many ways that you can consume it.
Exactly.
I remember as a child growing up, we used to have roast breadfruit every Friday. Roast breadfruit and butter every Friday evening. Yes, yes. So commendable on that as well. And the technology that is being used, even to bring them in, to house them. How does that work?
Well, there was some established protocols first because the plants that came into the country, they have to go through the plant quarantine unit. And then when it was taken to the tissue culture lab, the expert staff up there did a wonderful job in bringing plantlets into fully established trees, right? And again, congratulations to the staff. So that took several months. We had some fatalities, but that's part of the game. But if you see them now, they're really good, and we want to plant them out at the Indian Walk Estate in Moriah. So there's a 5-acre allotment for that, so that they're going to be going there and going to help in the that whole food security drive. But other than that, we hope to source other plants, some different plants in the country and within the region, and find different places where we could have these growing, so that in the next 3 to 5 years we're going to have a breadfruit and help us support food security, because it's one of those food security crops.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Really, really good stuff. What other programs and projects you are launched or resumed in 2023?
Well, other than that, you could recall in March of that year, in the year, we embarked on the Mainridge Fitness Challenge. We did that to celebrate the 247th anniversary of the Mainridge that we have in Tobago, and to celebrate the vision of the framers of that time, who saw it necessary that we have a protected rainforest, right? That vision is manifesting itself now in terms of how it supports the livelihoods on the island, how it supports biodiversity, environmental protection, and we have one of the most wonderful places on the planet where persons could come into and visit, and the residents of the island could benefit from in tremendous ways. So we're glad about that. We hosted a whole lot of persons from all over the world in both an actual run, bicycling, walking, as well as a virtual run. We partnered with Batfa Sports at the time to put that event off, and we had hundreds of participants, and both in the actual and the virtual run, and that too, it made a significant impact on the socioeconomics, because people have to come into the island, they have to rent a car, they have to rent a guest house, and so we're encouraging the spend. So we're linking what we do in terms of the environment to wider socioeconomic gains for the society.
And that is exactly what we want, because two hands have to clap,
Indeed.
So, each one help one. So providing that that sort of doing that program, of course, expands beyond just the program itself.
Yes, indeed.
So kudos to that.
Yes.
But this company sounds like you all been busy all year.
Oh gosh,
you have
been
embarked on
busy,
so many things.
Busy. Thanks to the wonderful staff
I was
that
just
we have.
about to ask about the staff. How is the cohesion with the staff?
It's really good. In trying circumstances, our staff has demonstrated a high degree of professionalism and dedication and loyalty to the organization, and have done wonderful things. Remember, we have a core staff of only 9 persons, and the amount of things that these 9 individuals, mainly ladies, have been able to do in the space is nothing short of tremendous. I feel really proud of them to see the kind of thing that they do. Hats off to all of them.
Right, and I want to commend you, of course, for your gratitude towards your staff. Congratulations to the staff there at the Reforestation Watershed program. Congratulations to you guys. Of course, we want to talk about the thing that is happening now.
Yes.
What is happening now?
What we have happening now is, you want to call it a crescendo of the year.
That's right.
I will backtrack on some of the other wonderful things we have been doing through the year, but we saw what's happening at the Botanix as an opportunity to give back to the community, to engender a sense of community involvement, to encourage family cohesiveness, and we have been doing that, and quite tremendously, I might say. On a nightly basis, we got an average of 507 persons visiting the Botanic Garden, mainly families, young children, a generation who probably never walked the Botanics before, getting an opportunity in a well-lighted, safe environment to enjoy some good, clean fun, establish memories, have some good times, and it's really wonderful to see.
And what I love most about this is the fact that families are coming together.
Yes.
Not just families, but families in communities, which means communities are coming together. And you mentioned something very significant. You're saying that there are generations that probably never walked through the botanics, you know, and that is so very true. But I remember as a child, we used to love to go to the botanics to play, because back then my mother used to work at the botanics. So when she would pick us up from school, we'll sit there and play, my brother and I will run through the botanics until it's time for her to leave. So it really is nostalgic for me, the fact that this is the venue that is hosting this event. And I love the outcome. I love, you said an average of at least 500 people are coming each night for every event, and the event which caters to different areas, different categories of entertainment. And you're seeing the support that is coming there. And I want to really take some time to commend you, to commend the staff for the idea, and also for seeing this as something worth doing in a time like this. The consistency, every night there's something happening, a rotation of good mix of events happening there, bringing out the people and giving them something to do, something to look forward to through this time. And the challenge is on, you know. We want to see what we're coming with next year. Next year we want to see, because it's something that people really look forward to. It's something that I've heard the reviews, I've seen the people there, the experience is just so amazing. And you did mention when you came earlier that the lighting is different, much different to what they've done previous years.
Say or boast that perhaps we have the best lighting display on the island this year. And what has made it even more spectacular is the support of the people within the communities to embrace the initiative. Right? I must also make mention of the sponsors who saw the value in the event, like TSTT, Ampere, RBC, that is Royal Bank of Canada, Mount Pleasant Credit Union, your station even, who came on board and really supported the initiative. So we really want to thank them. We will also, going back to the secretary who provided the strategic guidance on how we execute this thing and so on, and supported the idea, always supporting the board and the company and the staff, and really grateful for that. And we're looking forward to doing some really exciting things come next year and the year after and the year after.
Yes, and on that note, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about your projections for 2024, because I'm excited to hear what things are happening. So viewers, we're speaking with Daniel. He's the chairman of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program, and he is giving a recap on the things that happened in 2023. Some marvelous programs and initiatives taking place there, the culmination which is ongoing currently at the Botanics. And we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about what is happening in 2024, because I feel as if there's so much to look forward to. And while we go for this break, of course, we invite you to share the live. We'll be back.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
going from place to place, place. Good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for choosing us. And we're going to go straight into continuing our conversation this morning, speaking with Mr. Dedan Daniel, and he's the chairman of Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. We're doing a brief recap of what happened in 2023 and looking forward to 2024.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's do some of the highlights of what we did again through the year. We engaged in tree planting initiatives. We did so with Magdalena, with Signal Hill Secondary, with organizations like TTAL. One of the other highlights, we engaged in a hike and plant event up in Glamorgan, where we attracted employees from organizations like Caribbean Airlines, the TTAL as well, the people in the communities, and we planted 1,500 trees in under 3 hours, right? Yes.
What?
Yes.
You startled me there.
Yeah, so we again, add to the whole reforestation effort, things we involved in, well, I should say, what we intend to engage in going forward. This is really exciting. We are one of the first organizations, an NPO organization, to win a $20,000 grant from the United Nations Development Program to do what we call the Tobago Teas and the Tobago Teas project.
I find you a little bit humble with that. So tell me again. You all won? Tell me again.
$20,000, right? To start to do in the Bacatel, Bacalet area, our Tobago, bay leaf, and local teas project. Right, so what we're going to be doing is establishing a lot of plants like in the bay leaf, fever grass, cinnamon, the communities, and also estate. And the intention of that is to develop our local teas industry. So persons within the community who have plants and so on could use them. We'll have processing facilities where people come and dehydrate them and put them into bags or whatever packaging options that they choose. And you should see local teas on the market. So it's really to help in the whole health and wellness aspect, to create some employment within communities, again, community engagement, all these things. So it's a wider holistic program, not just only about making teas, but the involvement and so on.
That's right. And of course, I'm sure as well it would be skills enhancement as well.
Yes, indeed. And again, targeting our main target group, women and children within the community. So we want to really provide a source for empowerment.
You know, I'm always very excited when there are new programs and initiatives, especially when you engage young people.
Yes,
because I advocate for young people, and as Julian mentioned earlier in our discourse, once you support, it just takes one person to support a young person.
Yes,
so this program, where you targeting specifically young people, kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys. What else can we look forward to?
Okay, so we're going to be involved in other watershed rehabilitation programs. So we intend at the Mason area, where the Mason River is, to establish some railings to make sure that the bathing experience, especially if young person, is safe. We don't want no drunkards.
That's right.
Right? In the Friends Street area, where we did some steps already, we intend to do some enhancements, again, to provide enhanced access to persons who live within the community, so they could offload their grocery, granny could offload your groceries safely, and that kind of stuff. We continue in watershed projects, that is drainage projects in the Bacalet area, to ease the whole flooding and so on in those areas. We also involved with BioReach program, mostly like in Corland, where we're going to engage in reforestation efforts to help to protect the environment, promote biodiversity, and all these wonderful things that is good for the environment. And again, well, continue our core work with the communities and make sure that we have provide a means for employment and livelihood.
It sounds as if you have your hands filled already, and we're not even yet in 2024.
Yes,
but I like it because it's progressive initiatives and programs that, of course, will engage not just employment, but also communities as well,
Yes.
children, women, bring people together, and also ensure that we preserve that type of the skill set that is needed to produce, especially like the teas and whatever other
Yes.
projects you all are doing. So kudos to you. But I know that there's something happening at the end of this year.
Yes. We will be partnering with Tobago Update, right, to host at the Botanics a movie night, which will be free to the public. Note my words, free to the public. So you could come in by your thousands upon thousands, walk with your blanket, walk with your mat, walk with everything for your comfort, and come and enjoy some free movies and the Botanics, courtesy Tobago Update and Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. We look forward to that on the 29th. So come out in your numbers to enjoy a movie night on us.
What a way to culminate
Yes,
your
indeed.
year 2023. What a way to culminate. You know, you've been experiencing and enjoying all the nights at the Botanics since they launched, and the 29th is a free night. I mean, even the entrance for the other nights were minimal,
Quite minimal.
right? Quite minimal.
Peppercorn.
You know, and so they just want to give back even further
Yes, indeed.
by ensuring there's a free night, so you could come in your hundreds, in your thousands, as you said, because we already have the hundreds.
Yes.
We have up to 500.
Yes.
So let's double that and come out and support this venture. You know, if you've missed all the other nights, let's try to come out for this night to enjoy together. Dean, I want to thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.
For coming into studio today, sharing your experiences in the watershed unit, and also bringing to light some of the projects and programs that you all are doing that is helping us here on the island of Tobago, preserving food and ensuring safety when we are participating in these events as well. So I want to thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Dedan Daniel. He is the chairman of the Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program, bringing you insight there. And of course, the 29th, you are welcome. What time do we start on the 29th?
6:30 thereabout. You give more details on it. But just before we go, I just want to thank the wider division for the support and the resources to making the work that we do a success. And thanks again to the secretary and the executive at the division.
And kudos to all of you who have a hand in this, making things happen here on the island of Tobago. I know sometimes we have some unsung heroes, but today this is your time to shine, and we want to thank you so much and congratulations for all that you are doing, and we look forward to spending time with you in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break, but up next is Dr. Andre Phillips, founder and chairman of Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network. He is up next. He's coming to you after the break, so we ask him that you stay with us, and we thank you for always choosing the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. And of course, before we go for a break, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
Christmas we celebrating, cause B-Mobile they coming with rating. So brace yourself for plenty prizes, cause this season will be the nice. It's the most deals and the most vibes and the most cars and the most price, the most giveaways, the most parade. Having a Christmas season with B-Mobile, I want a Christmas season. We are with us to a Merry Christmas. Having a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
Top up, buy a plan, sign up or pay your bills. Enjoy the best Trinbago Christmas. B-Mobile, life is on.
Don't be fearful or ignorant about diseases. The opportunity to learn how to effectively work with or even reverse sicknesses is here. Do you know someone that is suffering from an illness? You are invited to come and learn in this in-depth, hands-on training program. Call this number and reserve your space in this God-inspired, hands-on medical missionary training program going on in Tobago. See you there.
Trinbagonians abroad support the homeland in diverse ways. Watch exemplars of patriotism and gain insights into the giving back as practiced by the TT diaspora in Tobago, spanning the period 1960s to early 2000. Produced and directed by Dr. Andre Phillips, this groundbreaking documentary is a credit to the feel-good psyche at Christmas and beyond.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I'm Julian Skeet here with you this morning, and indeed we want to say thank you, those of you that continue to choose us here. We are just at about 7:35 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. And you know, as we continue to give thanks indeed, we want to remind you and to connect with some of our viewers on the outside there. I see we have in the mix Papa Kosa. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Hello, watching live from Ghana. We have as well Andre McSween on with us this morning. Pearl Murray Beard, good morning to you. Makaya Bacchus, Brenda Campbell, Lisel James, Renrick Job as well on with us. Marilyn Spence, Jofi, Lavian Ashby Cupid. Good morning to each and every one of you continuing to connect with us here on the Tobago Updates morning show. At this point, viewers, we're heading on into our next interview this morning, and we have on with us Dr. Andre Phillips, founder and chairman of the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. And this morning we're speaking about the premiere that takes place on Christmas Day. Good morning to you and welcome, Dr. Andre Phillips. Has a different swing to it compared to when we spoke up to a few years ago.
Yes.
Good morning and welcome to you.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you, the rest of the staff here, and all of the viewers in Tobago and across the globe.
So we want to firstly start off by getting into a little bit about the history of the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. Okay. Tell us about this organization.
All right. So Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network was incorporated in Trinidad and Tobago in 2021. And we've been operating for 2 years. It's an organization that is an NGO, non-profit, and it serves the role of performing services that would encourage a greater rapport between the diaspora or migrants and their families abroad and the needs of Trinidad and Tobago. The key focus is that we use a work model of research, recognize, and engage. So under each of those portfolios, we have a body of work that we pursue. The organization is responsible for launching the first Diaspora Homecoming 2022, which was held in Tobago. And that was the event that was done in a time to commemorate the 60th anniversary of independence. So all that you are seeing with this effort is to recognize the patriotic role of our people who are abroad and get them to be involved in projects that will support. So in the time of the homecoming, we had medical outreach events that were going on in Trinidad and Tobago over a 1 week period. We had a diaspora conference, which was hybrid. It was, because it was still COVID, we were now coming out of COVID, it was largely hybrid, with more people being virtual than in attendance. And we had also a cultural showcase where we gave a snapshot of the Tobago culture, Trinidad and Tobago culture, and that event was held at Mount Irving Hotel. For 2024, we are going to be doing our Diaspora Homecoming program in San Fernando.
Oh.
And that is going to have the second biennial Diaspora Conference. That is a 2-day event. It is also going to have the first time Diaspora Patriots Awards dinner. And in this occasion, the intention would be to recognize the different diaspora associations all over North America who have been linking with us and who have been doing their patriotic work for Trinidad and Tobago over the years. So some of them are in Toronto. You have a couple in Phoenix, New York, and Florida.
So what I just want to ensure, for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, the idea behind the Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network is really connecting with those TNT citizens that reside anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Largely, the bulk of our people are in North America, right? You have probably USA. Then we have Canada and UK. As a matter of fact, I would want to say that during COVID, we were able to get very clear information of what kind of population we have outside. Because in that period, the then Minister of National Security, when he was closing the border, indicated that there were over 300,000 TNT nationals domiciled outside. Yeah.
So very, very interesting indeed. And we spoke and you referenced, and I really want to say commendations with that ability to be able to bring together. And I recall particularly the promotions with regards to homecoming, that took place and bringing together persons far and wide. So then we dive now into the 2023 project. This film premiere. I want you to start by giving us a little insight into the inspiration behind trying to use, or deciding rather, to use film and video as part of conveying that message and sharing that information and educating and informing.
In 2021, very early in 2021, I was awarded my Doctor of Business Administration degree from UWI. And I decided on a postdoctoral project that would include the research I did back in 2018 for understanding the diaspora and its contribution to Trinidad and Tobago. And so in that regard, I decided I would use some of the research material I had, deepen it to get the more current information, and produce a film that would recognize their contribution. So the two portfolios are at work there: research and recognize the contributions. So the film was produced with that in mind, and the body of research, the contacts, and so on were gathered from that exercise and increased and improved, but relations with the embassies and consulates abroad to find out who are the people that have been doing things, and then validate them on the ground. So this first effort is a comprehensive exercise on Tobago. The giving back since 1962, when we became independent. So 60 years of giving back is being seen in this film. The areas that it covers would include social contributions, cultural contributions, business investments, and educational in a specific way. As a matter of fact, the reason why I decided to seek to get your involvement and start the program in Tobago, the first screening in Tobago, I'm very joyous. I'm trying to keep the lid on my excitement, but it's because the population has always been aware of the barrels of goodwill that will come at Christmas time from our families abroad. So when you have this kind of appreciation that your family outside would have been sending you over the years, barrels, and you could decorate your place, have a lot of food and so on, that would come from your family members, it was a right place, because we said, here is the evidence of the diaspora moving from providing barrels of goodwill, barrels of substance and so on, to being able to highlight their work across the different areas that I've mentioned, and not only in Christmas time, but all through the year, the calendar, they do their work. So that is one of the key things that has driven the idea to start now.
Excellent. So just to give a little sneak peek, the film will seek to capture and highlight. Give me a little idea. What can we expect in terms of this production that we can look forward to on Christmas Day?
All right. It's 72 minutes long. It is a project that was supported by the efforts of DNF Films. That's Errol Fabian. He is the person that was the editor of the whole series of interviews, and it starts with a look at the contribution of the man by the name of Dr. Sylvan Bowles, a Bethel boy who has been responsible for providing scholarships to Tobago students since 1938. This is 85 years of his support for people who are pursuing education. So we are looking at that, and there would be feedback from persons who have been benefited from his work. And through the film, you would find there are stories, and then there are people who would comment on the benefits, right? Recipients. So you have the sports as well. We have an interview with a guy who's assisted Tobago in sports, especially lawn tennis. You have a program focused on the medical outreach that has been done over the years. That has been constant, and a lot of heroes, unsung heroes in that area, dating back to the 1970s, because it's kind of like a chronicle. It's 60s, 70s, 80s, how people from the diaspora have invested their energy and resources in Tobago over a range of opportunities, support service areas.
All right, excellent indeed. Really giving us that kind of broad perspective. And it gives you that excitement as you're looking forward to the amount of knowledge and information. And that's one of the things I want to commend you on, Dr. Andre Phillips. From as early as I have interacted with you in earlier years, you're always about conveying and getting that information and knowledge there on the outside. But viewers, we want you to stay tuned, stay connected. We're going to be continuing when we return from the break with Dr. Andre Phillips. And so at this point, we remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development has relocated its Crown Point office to Glen Road in Scarborough to better serve you, our clients. Our main office is located at the corner of Glen Road and Glen Road Branch Number 1, the building formerly occupied by Costa. Our grant and electrical inspectorate services can be accessed at Number 2 Montessori Drive in Glen Road, Building 1 and 2.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
Guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish, and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive collection, now exclusively available at Standard.
Trinbagonians abroad support the homeland in diverse ways. Watch exemplars of patriotism and gain insights into the giving back as practiced by the TT diaspora in Tobago, spanning the period 1960s to early 2000s. Produced and directed by Dr. Andre Phillips, this groundbreaking documentary is a credit to the feel-good psyche at Christmas and beyond.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Yes, good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I'm Julian Skeet, and we're just at about 7:49 a.m. this morning as we continue the conversation with Dr. Andre Phillips. And just as you saw there in the last ad, he's the founder and chairman of the Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network, and we're speaking about the film premiere that happens here on Tobago Updates on Christmas Day. All right, we were just about having the conversation, giving a clear sense in relation to what's going to be taking place on Christmas Day, and some levels of focus within the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in relation to those coming out of Tobago, but really having that kind of national impact. Tell us a little bit, based on the span and the extent of your organization, about the element of also seeking to eventually produce and highlight those out of Trinidad.
All right, so the effort to get the chronicle of the contributions out of Trinidad is an ongoing work. We would also want to ensure when we take the material, we get people who are able to validate what these contributions were like at an island level because of the size of the district. But that is one of the things that is still ongoing, and that would be version 2 or the second edition to produce a program that is focused on the Trinidad contribution. But Tobago, I have been doing Tobago's work in informal way over the years because I've always been focused on what our migrants have contributed to Trinidad and Tobago. So because I am myself able to identify with migrants, family members in the UK, Canada, that kind of understanding. So the work for Trinidad is going to continue. And hopefully by the third quarter of next year, we will be able to produce it. I also begin thanks to the Sports and Culture Fund that has contributed to the production we have done so far. Got us some support also from the Central Administrative Services cast in Tobago. So they have added resources to help finish this product that we have shared with the population. It's important to also say that the program was first screened overseas at the Consulate General in Toronto.
Right.
And this is because we have, at this time, a TDON chapter in Toronto, in Canada, but the director is in Toronto. And because they are now moving apace to put things in place to have Canadian representation at the Diaspora Homecoming next year, there's an energy that we want to ride on, you know, in terms of what is happening in Canada.
Definitely. All right. So before we close this morning's interview, what would you like to share out there as your reminder or to urge those who are tuned in and definitely looking forward on Christmas Day for the premiere of this film?
Well, I want all the viewers who are local and international to know that they should commit themselves to seeing it as an opportunity to, especially those outside, to get themselves featured for their giving back, to share what they've been doing with us in the organization so we could send their programs out. It is important for me to say that this first effort is kind of like a broad tapestry, but we are going to pull some more specifics and deepen the research to have short films coming out on some of the activities that are highlighted in the film, especially Dr. Sylvan Bowles, who, as I said, has been dead for 60 years, but his trust has continued to support Tobago. It is very much important to look at that film and see the kind of effort a single man has done in respect of Tobago. So they have individuals performing their services and they have groups. But indeed, Sylvan Bowles is a cut above the rest nationally. He is also a holder of TNT, the Trinity Cross, which was once the highest award. It was renamed, but when it was the Trinity Cross, he was awarded that posthumously for his tremendous philanthropic work to Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to quickly say that the program will be screening on Win Caribbean TV on Christmas Day. That is in Toronto. So it is screened here on Christmas Day, and you all will provide the times and the program as well. And it is going to be screened in the morning and in the evening on Win Caribbean channel on Rogers and Bell in Toronto. And this is the kind of outreach we would be deepening, to have programs with people on the outside, across film, media, and business enterprises, among other things.
All right, excellent. And we're able to confirm with you viewers that definitely this takes place on Christmas Day, and the viewing will happen at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day, so that you can look out right here on Tobago Updates Television. Definitely looking forward to the premiere of this video, and certainly gives you an opportunity for very much learning, information, and education, courtesy the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. And certainly we want to thank our founder and chairman here this morning, Dr. Andre Phillips, for joining us on set. So remember, folks, on Christmas Day to tune in at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Those will be the two times that we'll be showing on Christmas Day, the major premiere of this video. So thank you so much again for joining us here on set this morning. And viewers, we want to particularly say thank you to each and every one of you for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates Morning Show and Tobago Updates Television. Those of you connecting with us far and wide, we want to say thank you so much. And even those new viewers that are connecting with us out there, those from Ghana I'm seeing in the connection, we want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing the Tobago Updates Morning Show as your choice for staying connected with what's happening here in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, the region, and the world at large. At this point, viewers, we're preparing to head on over to Tobago Notes, followed by GMT. So we are saying bye for now from the Tobago Updates Morning Show, but stay tuned as we head on over to Tobago Notes, followed by GMT. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Welcome to Venebois. We are having our wine tasting this evening, and it's a chance for the students to really showcase the skills that they're learning here at the Institute and put them into practice. So this lovely ambience has been created by the students with the guidance of head chef Sonia Phillip and the rest of the team. They have been crafting a menu to pair with the wines. It is one of the series in our international cuisine course, and there are more events to come, culminating in our brunch, which is held early in December. So stay tuned.
So we have a number of finger foods that we have on display from the two continents, Africa and Asia. there are a few more student dinners coming in the months of November and December. You can come and give us your support. Your support will be well appreciated. The students to taste our hands and taste what we have been learning to create.
And as you can see, it's a lovely evening, and we're actually looking forward to many more evenings like this. I'd like to see corporate Tobago get involved. I'd like to see industry stakeholders get involved and support these students as we invest in the future of tourism and hospitality on the island.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Time check on Tobago Updates is brought to you by Flow, Tobago's newest fiber network.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. And of course, this is brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile. Recipients of food cards are experiencing problems. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services is addressing delays in the Christmas food cards for 2023. After receiving complaints from members of Parliament, the card provider for Citizens Bank Limited is aware of challenges and is actively testing solutions to ensure widespread access for cardholders in Trinidad and Tobago. The ministry is collaborating with the bank to resolve these issues promptly. These cards are different from the food cards issued by the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. The division assures that there are no problems being experienced with those cards at this point in time. Up next, the Attorney General Reginald Amore announced that justices of the peace can no longer sign warrants. He was responding to concerns from the Justice of the Peace Association of Trinidad and Tobago, the JOPATT, about the impact of the Indictable Proceedings Act. The Act, proclaimed on December 12th, abolishes preliminary inquiries, streamlining the court process. JOPATT initially believed JPs could not perform certain functions, but the AG Amore clarified that their jurisdiction is initiating indictable matters has been removed. While JPs can still handle summary matters, the Law Reform Commission is developing a Justices of a Peace bill in collaboration with the JOPATT for further clarification and consultation. And finally, Finance Minister Com Imbert urged the private sector in Trinidad and Tobago to invest in cybersecurity measures amid rising cyber threats. Opening the Finance Bill 2023 debate, Imbert proposed a cybersecurity investment tax allowance of up to $500,000 for companies investing in cybersecurity software and monitoring equipment. He highlighted recent cyber attacks targeting databases and stressed the importance of protecting private sector data. And that was the news in 90 seconds, brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
News in 90 seconds was brought to you by B-Mobile. It's a Christmas season with B-Mobile.
This Christmas we celebrating, cause B-Mobile they coming with rating. So brace yourself for plenty prizes, cause this season will be your nice. deals and the most vibes and the most cars and the most price. The most giveaways, the most parang. Having a Christmas season with me mobile. I want a Christmas season with me mobile. Bring me sorrel and we toast to a Merry Christmas. Having a Christmas season with me mobile.
Top up, buy a plan, sign up or pay your bills. Enjoy the best Trinbago Christmas. Be mobile. Life is on.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we've got so much happening in our space. I mean, Christmas is just a few days away. I want to know how your Christmas shopping is going, how your preparations are going. But I mean, while we're going around with all of that, you know, apparently this week has not been the best of weeks here in Tobago. We recorded 3 murders in this week alone, and it's very, very unfortunate at this point in time, and then the year on a little bit of a low note for Tobago here. Of course, we know yesterday we got the reports of 2 men being shot. The bullets were aimed for one particular person, but unfortunately another gentleman was caught in the fire and he passed away. And of course, on Tuesday we had the discovery of a woman burnt. Her burnt remains were discovered in Glen Eagles Drive. So it's not looking good for the ending of the year. We are 13 murders this year, and of course we know last year we ended up finishing last year with just about 10. But what's interestingly enough in Tobago, for this year, 12 out of those 13 murders we've had were gun related, and you know, only one was, you know, as a result of domestic. We're still quite unsure of all the details resulting in the death that was of that woman earlier this week, but we're going to be waiting on the necessary examinations and so on to find out that hopefully within a couple of days. But I mean, it's very telling when you look at the nature of the murders that we've had so far for the year, all gun related, all, you know, all these men and in a couple of cases have been lost by gun violence. And it seems as though some of the things that are happening in Trinidad are coming over here in Tobago, and it is very, very unfortunate. And it means that we as a people, whether it is on a governmental level, whether it is on a community level, we all need to do something to ensure that that culture does not really take root here in Tobago, because we want to keep Tobago that safe, serene island that we know and love. And it means that we need to pay attention to what's going on with our young men, especially making sure that, you know, they are not getting themselves into trouble and they're not doing things that are unscrupulous here in our society. So those are some of the things that, you know, we really need to pay attention to. Unfortunately, it's not a Merry Christmas for some of our families here in Tobago. So we need to see how best we can be our brother's keeper for those who are, you know, mourning losses at this point in time. You know, it's fun. I mean, Christmas is a wonderful time and it's nice to be with your family and all of that. But it's not always the same for everybody else. So where you can, try to spread a little love and a little cheer to make sure that everybody else in Tobago can have a wonderful Christmas as well, or at least some semblance of a wonderful Christmas. And we need to really see how we can improve the way we are with each other here as a people. So there's some things to take note of. Of course, last night we got reports of a house fire in Crown Point, which also makes us, it should, you know, hopefully shock us or inspire us, or motivate us, I should say, to be aware of how we are conducting our things at home. Fire safety is so important, especially at this time. It's not nice to have, you know, you're all spending your money, you're preparing, and then all of it goes up in flames because you were not careful, or there was something that you did that, you know, that resulted in a fire. Now we've had the fire officers on set with us several times, giving us tips as to what we need to be watching out for. Make sure you're always checking your gas tanks. Make sure you're always checking your electricals. Don't overload your circuits, because a lot of fires that we've had here in Trinidad and Tobago has been as a result of electrical failures, and it's because, you know, we're not careful. In some cases, where things like a candle set off something on fire, and then in a matter of minutes your whole home is gone, right? So for now, just some things that you need to take note of. So while we're all festive and merry, just remember that we always have to keep our safety in mind. So in the meantime, we're going to go for a quick break, and we will be right back. So don't go anywhere.
I say, thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000.
Want to win 2 nights for 2 at Interest Guest House? Then get your new 3-in-1 card game now. Question and answer, memory, puzzle, fun for everyone. Available at Nelson's Bookstore and Books and Office Supplies. For more details, visit us this Thursday, December 21st, between 1 to 5 p.m. at Portmore, or call 254-6364, or visit us on Facebook at New Experience of Gaming. Get your game now.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. And viewers, you know, whether it's murders, fires, or just some bit of natural disaster, this has not been the merriest of weeks here in Tobago. On Tuesday, we had that freak storm in Charlottesville that caused a bit of damage. And Chief Secretary Fali Augustine was up in Charlottesville on Tuesday and has been closely monitoring the cleanup efforts. And he's actually on the line with us this morning. So a special good morning and welcome to you, Chief Secretary. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Candice. Thanks for having me. I was in the area yesterday as well, and likely to return again today. Charlottesville is part of my electoral district, and so more than monitoring, I want to ensure that the cleanup activities happen. We had sort of like a freak of nature incident in Charlottesville. It was isolated to Charlottesville, but I want folks to note that there were some flooding that occurred in Grenada as well. So Grenada experienced the bulk of the inclement weather. Charlottesville being where it's located geographically, experienced the difficulties. More than that, we saw where one home was destroyed. Subsequent to the photos and videos that everyone saw, the porch that was cantilevering, hanging on by steel threads, that eventually fell off. The JDL Drive cleanup effort, that's not quite underway yet, but that will commence in earnest today. We try to see if we could clean in the center of the village, that area spanning the housing scheme, extending all the way to the back. We had the assistance of the fire service and WASA yesterday to begin washing down and getting rid of the slush and the mud and the dust. We had to engage from the very evening of the flood, a team of about 20 young men, unemployed young men, to have them manually remove some of the material because all of the drains were completely clogged with mud, and we did not have the benefit of equipment that could fit into the drains. So we had to use shovel and manually remove the mud and debris from the drains in the event that if rain falls again, we don't have a reoccurrence of flooding. We have some landslides behind some private residents. Those also are being dealt with manual labor. And as the young men bring the mud and debris to the main carriageways, then the backhoes and the trucks take them up. We unfortunately had an incident with one of the backhoes yesterday, where by accident the glass on the backhoe got shattered, and that backhoe down tools for a while, but we kept pressing forward. We have engaged work crews that we normally call the gangs. All of the work crews from the Division of Health from are now fully engaged in Charlottesville. All of the work crews from within the Division of Infrastructure, they are also in Charlottesville. The community also has two funerals this week, and those funerals might actually happen today. And so we really trying to see if we can get one to have happen is that we don't want apology. Someone keep trying to call at the same time. But we don't want to get to next week Monday and the village is still in a state of disrepair. But we are moving. The crews are working till late in the night. I got home last night just after 11 p.m. The night before I got home sometime after 1 in the morning. So we worked till very, very, very late in the night. Hermitage, that's along the link road leading to Lansome from Charlottesville. That was also completely blocked. We managed to clear just a single carriageway so that traffic can flow, because there is a small community living in that enclave in Hermitage, and we want the residents there to be able to have access in and out. We cleared most of the landslides descending the hill in Charlottesville. There is just one large one that's directly underneath Turpin Bend, and we have been very cautious in terms of how we clear that one, because we don't want to have further erosion happen on the hill descending Charlottesville. But all systems are go. TMA is in there, as I said. We're getting the support from the fire service, from WASA, also the TTPS. They are out. They are out also helping to direct traffic, and all of that while we get the cleaning done. The gas station resumed operations yesterday. We were able to have them resume some operations yesterday by way of getting a lot of manual help to remove the dirt and debris from around the pumps there. So the village is getting back up and running. The villagers are quite resilient. Let me say thanks to the villagers, the young men especially have been incredible. They come out, they work all day, and then in the night, late in the night, we bust a pot, cook, eat, and then go home and
Charleville
resume the
style.
day. Yes, and then resume the day at 7 a.m. So the teams are already out, back out to work. I won't be able to pass through there until this afternoon, possibly because we have a sitting this morning at 10 a.m. And so the reason I asked not to have my video shown is because I'm quite rough, not having been able to get to the bar or anything, and just waking after getting in late last night. So
Certainly.
so
But Chief,
thanks villagers for your support and thanks for your patience.
no problem. But Chief Secretary, before we go, I mean, can I just get an idea from you? It's like, what's the feeling like on the ground in Charlottesville, especially after just going through this? You know, it came out of nowhere. The rest of the island was hot and sunny, and then all of a sudden we're seeing this happening here there in Charlottesville.
Well, the villagers are quite resilient, to be honest, and the villagers are intent on keeping their Christmas. So it's not going to dampen the mood at all in the community. And that's why we're so grateful for the fire service and having the fire service do all of the washing and so on. Because we won't want after the mud dries out that it's dusty all over and that the dust is now in the restaurants, inside the homes, and other businesses. So we're really working hard on ensuring that we can get things cleared in time for the festive weekend that is coming. We're pretty confident that by the time we get to tomorrow night, we should have a significant portion of the village clean. As indicated, JD Ella Drive would be a bit difficult because JD Ella Drive, that's where we had the house that was damaged. The track is almost impassable, and with the amount of mud there and so on, we'll need smaller equipment to get in there to get out the mud. One and two, we have to be careful in removing the landslide because we won't want the house and much more mud coming down on those who are actually working. So we're kind of cautious in that area. We have some land slippage in the Bel Air area that we're getting to today. Just one spot by Mr. Lee Warner out in Campbellton there. We get to that also later today. We were able to get the work done up on that at the Church Street extension up at the back there. Past Pussycat House up on the back there. We were able to get to that yesterday and get that area cleared. So we are getting it cleared. We do have, unfortunately, at least one roadway that has to be completely rebuilt, meaning that even after the clearing of the area, the road will not be drivable, because of the water and the damage done. But we will get all that's necessary done in time for Christmas, and of course, the longer term work we will get to that just after the Christmas holidays.
And then what can you tell me about the cost? Have you been able to even just estimate at this point? I know, of course, you can't get exact figures at this point, but, if you could put an approximate figure as to what is the damage that has been caused in Charlottesville, well, what can you say at this point?
It will be difficult for me to give a guess. In fact, I wouldn't want to hazard a guess. The TEMA is perhaps the better agency to quantify the costs, because you're talking about having to call out backhoes and equipment that we do not have resident in the Division of Infrastructure, and certainly not resident in the east of Tobago. So we had to call out trucks, have the trucks stop what they're doing and get to Charlottesville to get the work done. So we'll have to pay for those. We also had to have the gas station in Charlottesville supply fuel to the fire tenders that were used. And of course, they had to do that, and we will pay them subsequently. So Tima is the one who manages all of those things and will be able to give a cost. Fortunately, for the home that was damaged, we have not had to pay for the relocation of anyone. Just one family member was living in the downstairs, and that family member moved to his sister's home, and they were able to take out their valuables. So we are not paying or committing to paying rent for any family member from that home. The owner of the home passed away and was buried earlier this year. So she didn't get to experience what transpired. It was a very elderly lady, Miss Christmas. So we are still grateful. We're grateful that there was no loss of lives. We're grateful that there were no children playing in the roadway where we had the gushing of water, and no one was washed away at all. So we're really, really grateful that we did not lose any life and that the damage to private property was minimized as much as possible.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, for being on with us this morning and giving us an update of what's been going on in Charlottesville. And we certainly appreciate the efforts being made to clean up the community and to restore it back to normalcy.
Yes, thank you very much. And let me just join you in wishing everyone Happy New Year when it comes. I pray that this season be brighter. I know this season I've had some unfortunate incidents, such as the fire last night in Crown Point. While I was up in the countryside, I heard of the fire that happened down in the Crown Point area as well. Of course, we can't ignore the homicides that have happened. And as we enter into the new year, we will have to have a large and hard conversation about the crime fighting strategies on the island and what's working and what's just not working. We have to have some frank conversations about those and about whether or not the national security apparatus on the island is getting the kinds of support it needs from the Ministry of National Security and what ought to happen. But for now, we will salvage what we can in terms of the holidays. And the holidays always present a good opportunity for family to be together and for parents to spend time with children and to spend time with each other. We ought to have those kinds of engagements as family. So let's make this all about family this holiday and ensure we support each other as much as is possible.
Certainly. Thank you again, Chief Secretary. All right, viewers. Yes. So viewers, that's it for this segment, but please don't go anywhere because we've got a whole lot more coming up for you on GMT. We'll be back after this break.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Suffering with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. We been drinking with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. now for 50% off plus a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes. Call 800-4663.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Want to win 2 nights for 2 at Interest Guest House? Then get your near 3-in-1 card game now. Question and answer, memory, puzzle, fun for everyone. Available at Nelson's Bookstore and Books and Office Supplies. For more details, visit us this Thursday, December 21st, between 1 to 5 p.m. at Portmore, or call 254-6364, or visit us on Facebook at New Experience of Gaming. Get your game now.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new
Oh, welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, now for this segment, we are being joined by the Tutor Tobago officer, and that's Mr. Braden Roberts, as we discuss what's going on with our teachers and having a look back at this year. So a special good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. As usual, it's a pleasure to be on set.
Great. Now, so I'm going to get started with what's happening with the back pay for teachers. We saw from the Division of Education that Tobago's teachers are going to be paid by the 31st and, well, obviously not the 19th as was promised by the government, because the division said that they only got the funds from the Ministry of Finance on Tuesday, and now they have to start the process of getting it out to the teachers.
All right. So I understand the challenge that the division faced, but let me just first say the excuse of the money coming on Tuesdays is not an excuse to use at all. I would understand the division, not with the relationship they have with the ministry and so on, or with finance, that they may feel slighted or disrespected that there's that communication and they only got the funds on Tuesday. But if the sheets were ready, the funds come in Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, wouldn't have affected teachers getting the money. What I do know, it's not a simple task to have all the increments calculated at the correct point to then calculate the back pay at the point that it's supposed to be at. So it's significant work needed to go in. I know the politicians, the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister gave up before Christmas, and the division and the ministry had to make it work. The division, based on my understanding, would have brought in additional auditors and so on, had a concerted effort towards ensuring that the calculations are done on time. I am still grateful that they are where they are, as they can promise that before the year ends, they should be able to pay all the increments and the back pay, because it's not just paying the back pay, it's also paying the increments. I do not believe that the ministry is focusing much on the increments part of it. They're going to pay the back pay at whatever salary scale that puts down currently, and they will sort out that part afterwards in the main. So the division is seeking to do it in the way in which it ought to be done, in terms of having the increments calculated properly first and then pay the back pay. I also know that the ministry put out a release the Monday saying that the back pay will be paid with salary on the Tuesday.
Yes.
So the division may have been caught off guard, but it's not for me to give an excuse for them. They should be ready. And based on my communication with the administrator and her team, some of the sheets are already prepared, so the person should start seeing their money by tomorrow, and some after Christmas before the year ends.
And there was a concern that you had in terms of the amount of teachers that would be benefiting from the back pay. So the Minister of Finance said, 90% of the teachers would be recipients, but there is some issues in the calculation and what made up that 90% number.
Well, that 90% submission is politics. Who goes to count to see if it's 90% or not? Based on the feedback we have been getting in Trinidad, I don't know that we can safely say it's anywhere close to 90% of the persons, but I don't know if it's tact or outright dishonesty to say 90% when you know outright that we won't be able to calculate that. But several persons been complaining that they haven't seen anything in their account in Trinidad. And in Tobago, persons have not seen it as yet, and then they gave a 90% throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't know where they got that figure from, but we are monitoring the ground and we are liaising with persons with the division and the ministry to ensure that things are done as timely as is possible.
Now, this 2023 was a very interesting year for education and so on. And you know, looking back, we're gonna start broad and then we're gonna narrow it down a little bit. If you look back at this year, you know, what is your view on how this year was handled in terms of the teachers and on our education system and so on?
Well, we would have made some progresses as a union and as teachers in terms of some of even the same increments that we've been behind the division for some time to pay, and they're making efforts to pay those now. We have persons with outstanding appointments and approvals, the classification of the leave, we have been advocating for those things. Several of those would have come back since. However, some of the key things in terms of like policy matters and so on, we seem to have been running on the same spot for some time, and I would hope that next year becomes a little more fruitful. And if I could itemize,
sure.
We started off this year bright and early with the meeting to discuss Scarborough Secondary School. I see I'm invited to another meeting for January again. I don't see any change throughout the entire year as to, we know for sure this land has been acquired and earmarked for Scarborough Secondary School. We had persons come to the meeting in January empty-handed and just spoke freely. We don't know what is happening with the design. So I look forward to that meeting in January to see what will have transpired, but based on my understanding as to how this thing's supposed to go, I don't believe that anything substantial has been done where that is concerned. We also had the challenges with school repairs, and there was this promise of the artisan team that were going to come where persons from works and so on would visit school. So you don't wait until July, August to do the extent of the work. I would have gotten information that it's a challenging thing to put together, but we need to maintain our schools throughout the year in such a way where we don't end up with a strong bill, a heavy bill at the July-August period.
So when compared to 2022, was the handling of the maintenance of school any better or any worse?
Well, it cannot be better. I know that they had UID cuts, I can't remember how it's pronounced, but they managed the repair program this time around, and I do not believe it was as smooth as it should be. But we have our teachers, we try our very best. We minimize the refusal to work. Some teachers weren't even happy that, you know, we asking them to hold on and hold that strain and so on, because a lot of teachers been holding that strain and working in unsafe conditions for some time. And they were even upset with some of the teachers at St. Andrew's School when they took the stands with the rats and so on, but you see that it was needed. Some of the same parents found that the teachers don't want to work, but their children in that same environment. So to say that it was better handled, I know that they did less work this year because they did a lot of work last year. Well, they spent a lot of money last year, but it's the management of it that will make the difference. And I don't think it was better managed because it was more outsourced to this company, IEDCUT. In liaison with the division and bringing some of the issues, you could sense that the communication between IEDCUT and the project implementation unit at the division, it was not as smooth as it should be. But we continue to work with. So in my capacity as a Tobago officer, I'm already compiling the schools with the issues and so on. So at least very early next year, the division could have a submission where they cannot say by June they're not ready, or by May they're not ready. They should have an idea of the things that they need to do and they need to put in place. So we don't have a September where we're in the media and highlighting the same things we've been doing for the previous year. So that's where the work is.
And then in terms of the way that, you know, long-standing issues with the teachers, contracts and so on, you know, to moving from that contract state to being a full-fledged teachers. I mean, that's been a battle for quite a long time. Did we see any improvement to that at all?
Yeah, we have made some progress where that is concerned. Several of the teachers who were on contract were brought on in service. Not to the quantum that we need at this current time. We would have had the division following through with a promise to have our task force examine the secondary schools to see what the needs are. Based on the reports that we would have received, the task force would have been complete. No, we were supposed to have a report ready in September. It wasn't ready, and then it was October, and then November, and then they're doing the final editing, that's the submission. However, it's something that we are pushing forward to ensure that at least we can have a proposal go forward to cabinet to have the necessary increase of the establishment. That is what is needed. We are much closer now than we have ever been in terms of preparing a base, because you need to sell this to central government and even to the Teaching Service Commission to ensure that our Tobago teachers are given that preference in taking up those positions. So we have made some strides. And the division would have found some vacancies where they would have been put in some contract in service. It's not at the rate at which we would want, but there is some optimism where that is concerned, and I'm grateful for the work done so far. I would ask of the division to here's some of the work that they're doing, and we need to come back to that table to see how we can move forward, because we have to work collaboratively to ensure that we get success in this.
Now, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
Well, to say incrementally, we have made with the relationship with even the secretary, the assistant secretary, we had a much better year this year than last year. With those improved relations, we should be able to really get down to the work. I hope that next year, you see some of the curriculum issues, the school violence and those things, if we can work together on those things, we're going to make the environment much welcoming to both teachers and students and all those persons who will utilize the compound and so on. So there are some curriculum goals that we really need to work on. I believe if there was a collaborative effort towards this Tobago-centric thing, where tutor could have been at a meeting with them, because there are ideas that we have shared even within the media as to how we can go about doing this thing. We have not been called to any meeting. I'm hearing that somebody is doing something and some pilot was done, something that I know nothing about. But if we can have that collaborative effort on some of those issues, I trust that we're going to make some efforts. My concern just be the politics. I think too much effort is in the look of the thing, and we're not getting into the work of it. So I trust that with the payment of the increments, some of those issues will come off. The TSC coming to Tobago a lot more frequent now. The TSC called yesterday to indicate that they're coming for a meeting in January. Good. And they want to meet with tutor and other stakeholders. So those things are what we encourage and we look forward to. Again, the policy things, I hope that there could be a greater collaboration. So we're not fighting. But we need to work together a little more to ensure that some of the long outstanding promises, like this artisan team and the Tobago-centric and the health, because they said they was going to have a collaboration with persons from health to check schools, because like it's Mount St. George, they have this issue with flies. Whenever rain falls, they're downhill from the dump. So it's a carpet of flies. So some teachers will either go to their car to eat, they go to the office where it's closed off, where they can eat comfortably. But the children are there also with their school feeding, competing with the flies. So there are some things that they have been promised, and if we work collaboratively on it, we will be able to make some strides. There's one initiative that we work collaboratively on, and that was the online education, where myself and some persons from primary and secondary who are part of our team at the division, we would have produced a draft policy that we should be moving forward with. So at least online education, there should be a way forward in the near future. Certainly. And if we use that same modality for the other initiatives, I trust that we're going to make greater successes for both the politicians' point of view and for the teachers and education and even our citizens in Tobago, because we need to change the culture, and education is the way for that.
Certainly. And I mean, as we just look back on this year and we're seeing, ending this year, Hopefully no more murders, but you know, it's very telling when you look at how some of the crime and stuff like that, and you know, we're always cognizant of the fact that education plays such a integral role in the way how our society is. So we're definitely looking forward to what's to come in 2024, and it is good news hearing from Tutor that there is a little bit of optimism, because we need some of that. All right, so I want to thank you so much, Mr. Roberts, for being on with us, and I hope you have a safe and wonderful Christmas, and we're looking forward for good things in 2024.
Yes, and as I close, I just want to also wish your team and to our teachers a great season with love and appreciation for each other and the time that we have on this earth, that we spend that time to make each other happy. Certainly. And not with all the anger and so that we are seeing of today. Also to the teachers with the back pay and all the other sections that will be getting their back pay, please be careful. There are investors who will be looking at what you have, some on the negative side. Invest your money wisely so that we don't end up in the same position in 2024 that we've been in for all these years we've been waiting for our settlement. So all the best to Tobago and to Trinidad and Tobago for this Christmas season.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberts. All right, viewers, so that's it for this interview, but we've got more coming up for you on GMT, so don't go anywhere. We're back after this break.
Trinbagonians abroad support the homeland in diverse ways. Watch examples of patriotism and gain insights into the giving back as practiced by the TT diaspora in Tobago, spanning the period 1960s to early 2000. Produced and directed by Dr. Andre Phillips, this groundbreaking documentary is a credit to the feel-good psyche at Christmas and beyond.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. Never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are now being joined by, someone who provides some of the most wonderful things for our, one of our treats here in Tobago, and that is Mr. Dwayne Dove. And of course, he's the owner of Tobago Cocoa Estates Limited, who makes some amazing chocolates. So good morning and welcome to you, Mr. Dove. How are you doing? I think I'm not hearing you too clearly. I'm not too sure. Oh, I think your mic is off, so I think you might just have to unmute. No, still not hearing you, Mr. Dove. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and see if we can have that sorted out, and we'll be back with Mr. Dove, so don't go anywhere.
Suffering with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. We been drinking with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. Sign up now for 50% off plus a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes. Call 800-4663.
Welcome to Limage Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs, carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Just
Good morning, Tobago.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. I think we should have Mr. Dwayne Dove with us on the line right now. And of course, he's the owner of Tobago Cocoa Estate West Indies Limited. So hopefully we can hear you now, Mr. Dove.
Yes, good morning. I'm hearing you perfectly. You're hearing me?
Great. Well, hearing you bright and clear. All the way
Right,
over
good.
in Sweden.
That's correct. Season's greetings to you.
Certainly, and many happy returns. Now, we're getting into our conversation this morning, and of course, we're all excited because you're out there continuing to put Tobago's chocolate on the world stage, and especially when it comes to the special brands of chocolates that you have. And we won. Again, I mean, Tobago Cocoa Estates has been winning awards, and the latest award is the Academy of Chocolates 2023 Awards, where I think you won 2 silver and 1 bronze. So can you tell us a little bit about just those latest achievements?
Well, we are elated, of course, because this is the first time since we've been making chocolates in 2010 that we have actually received so many awards. This is like 3 major awards from a very large competition. This year they had 1,400 products from the whole world, and we're talking about craft chocolates, bean to bar chocolates. So this is a huge accomplishment. We never ever got 3 consecutive awards like this. So yeah, it's bigger than large.
I mean, so then, what was your reaction, first of all, when you got the news that you won not just 1, but 3 awards?
Yeah. Well, I was actually shocked. And the first thing I did is that I checked the email again, and then I went to the list to see the winners. I just had to double check. I said, let me check that category again. Dark milk, silver. Yep, there we are, Tobago. Buku Reef, sea salt. Yes, bronze, we are there. So it was only until I really checked the email that I saw, and I really believed it, So it was a shock. I mean, it took us totally by surprise, to be very honest with you. Totally by surprise.
And then tell me a little bit about, what makes Tobago Cocoa Estates chocolates that much more special, that all over the world you're being recognized. The name Tobago especially is being recognized through chocolate.
Well, I mean, all our products are branded with the word Tobago in your face. Wherever you go, where you'll see the word Tobago there. So we're really kind of promoting the island at the same time, of course. But we want to do that because we want the product to have a close connection to its place of birth. Now, uniquely in Trinidad and Tobago, we have the Trinitario cocoa variety, which is a fine or flavor quality variety. It is fruity, floral. The way you prepare your pre-harvest, processes and your post-harvest, all of these, shape the final product. And of course, you need to know how to make good chocolate. You need to make it in an artisan way. We don't have any funny stuff in our products. We just have a pure bar, and we basically pay a lot of attention to what happens on the estate, in the fields, and how we prepare the beans before we actually make the product. Because I would say 70% of the quality is with the actual raw material, right? The remaining 30% is the actual bringing that raw material to fruition, to a finished final product.
Mm-hmm. And then, what's the reaction out there, out in Europe and so on? Because these awards are based out of the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Now, in the world of quality chocolates, you have 2 main authorities, right? It is the Academy of Chocolates, which is UK-based, and then you have the International Chocolate Awards, which is international. So the International Chocolate Awards, they have like a broader platform, but everybody submits. It's the same people actually submitting their products to the Academy of Chocolates and to International Chocolate Awards. So it's both. We're getting submissions from both sides. Mm-hmm. So out here for us, it goes to show that we're making a high-end quality product, right? And it makes us more visible to the consumer in the shops, right? So all of these things are important. And also it brings pride to our staff, our dedicated staff, and everybody, on the line, from bean to bar. So it is a boost for everyone, and it's probably the best Christmas present we ever got.
Certainly. I mean, and after all the achievements this year, because this year was a big year for you guys, especially on the international scale, what is to come in 2024? Are we going to see new chocolates being offered? Are you working on some new flavors and so on?
Yes, well, I just wanted to show you, I mean, these are the awards that we won. I just wanted to show you the three of them, right? And these are the products that received the awards, right? It is our Tobago Dark, right? 70% silver. It is our Buku Reef sea salt that got bronze. And then our most recent product is our Tobago Farmers Bar, which is the only product we have so far produced post-pandemic. Now, this is with a new chocolate maker. It's a Danish guy called Frisholm, and we're planning to do a couple more products with him next year. All right, God's willing, if everything goes as planned. We are still feeling some effects of the pandemic. We are not fully back home as yet, if to put it that way. But we with these awards here, it would help us along the way, basically. Yeah. So yes, we are looking
so much to look forward to
make more stuff in 2024. So people can look forward to more exciting stuff from us 2024.
And of course, I mean, one of your specialties is that rum and chocolate experience. And viewers, if you've not gone up to Cocoa Estates, Tobago Cocoa Estates, and tried it, you need to make that one of your New Year resolutions, right? And I mean, you can't get better than that.
Definitely a visit to the estate, and all the tour dates are on the website. So you have to go to the website and see what days we have the tours. Usually it's the same days that we have the cruise ships, right? So this week we have a tour tomorrow, we have a tour on Sunday at 11, both days. And you get to taste cocoa tea, you get to taste fresh cocoa, you get the rum and chocolate experience. We use different local rums, but most of the times like the single barrel or the 1919, etc. So yeah, come up and check us out. Email us so that we would know, well, yes, there's a few of us coming up or whatever, so we could prepare. So everybody's welcome.
Certainly. And I want to thank you so much and continue putting Tobago out there in the world of chocolate.
Yeah.
So have a safe and wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year's, and looking forward to great things to come next year. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you very much. The same. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. And viewers, well, that's how we're going to end. It's a wonderful note. Chocolate is always a wonderful note to end things on. So I just hope you have a safe and wonderful day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Tobago updates.